I am currently on a tube train at Watford Station, all the way at, well, one of the ends of the Metropolitan line, all the way in Zone 7. Now, you could very much say that Watford Station is very much living on borrowed time. The station was meant to close several years ago at this point due to a tube extension that never happened, known as the Croxley Rail Link. So whatever happened with this supposed Croxley Rail Link? Let's go find out. So, welcome to Croxley Station. Let's go and have a look at some abandoned railway track. So in the current day, there is a disused bit of track between Watford High Street and a place called Croxley Green. So there were proposed plans in around 2015-ish, I think, to bring the line back into use and convert it for usage on the tube. And there would have been a spur of track constructed going from Croxley Station over to that disused bit of line, which would have in turn closed Watford. And the project did very nearly happen. It got really close, like they even did all the vegetation clearance they needed to do and everything. But in 2016, the project was temporarily paused due to uncertainty in funding. And in 2018, the project was fully shelved. And yeah, to this day, Watford Station still remains open. So where am I walking to now? Well, I think it's about time we go and have a look at the aforementioned disused railway. So welcome to the location of the former Croxley Green station. So passenger services on this railway line ceased in 1996. However, there were rail replacement buses that ran until 2003. Croxley Green here was, of course, the terminus of the railway line. However, because between 1996 and 2003, when it was rail replacement buses, the line was only officially mothballed, not closed, so everything kind of had to be left in situ. And yeah, it wasn't until formal closure in 2003 when everything was properly removed. However, there are actually still a few things here that you can see. You can actually see the old staircase up to the former platform from the roadside here. It's all still been left there, as well as a, old red Network Southeast era lamppost still there. And I think as well, if you look at Google Street View, there was actually an old, Network Southeast sort of Croxley Green Station information board right there until as late as about 2012, 2013. In fact, you can actually still see one of the metal poles that formed one of the I guess, legs you could call it, of the original station sign. That's cool. So yeah, at one point there was quite a lot that was left to rot. However, I think shortly after the formal closure in 2003, the actual old platform was like fully demolished. All that's left now is like a few concrete foundations. But yeah, that's Croxley Green Station. Now, this bit of track here to Croxley Green wasn't actually planned to be used in the tube extension. There would have been like some flyover built just behind me over there somewhere, linking up from the tube line that's over there. Yeah, I'm very good at pointing. To connect to the old disused railway. So this bit over here would have all just been left to rot regardless of whether the extension opened or not. But yeah, it's cool. Just urban decay left right here. The old Croxley Green Station. If you come back here to this little park area, you can actually look up there and see like old track remnants still on the embankment. And yeah, I think a few of the old platform foundations as well, but yeah, Croxley Green Station would have been right there. So yes, I mentioned the fact that the line closed in 1996, but what made it close in 1996 in the first place? Well, we're coming up to it right here. So yes, the line closed temporarily because, temporarily, you know how that turned out, because this road here was built which cut right through the line and severed it. I mean, before then there'd also been a large decline of passenger numbers and the only trains were in like peak hours, but this was kind of the nail in the coffin. And yeah, so right up there are the railway embankments, and there's another one on the other side over there, and yeah, this road runs right through the middle of it. So some people have clearly been naughty and like walked behind there, because there's literally like a desire path up there now. Up onto the embankment through the fence. So in the plans for the tube extension that would have been built, there would have been a new station named Cassio Bridge that would have been put about there, basically on the other side of the road. That bit of the line, as I mentioned before, would have all been still left abandoned and not reused. But yeah, a new station from basically there onwards would have been Cassio Bridge, and the track onwards from there would have been used in the extension. Right, so here's a path that goes down just the side of the railway embankment here, but there's the disused line up there. And yeah, Cassio Bridge Station would have been built about here-ish. So that's Croxley Green done. There are still 2 more disused stations on this line that we've not been to yet. And they're actually not that far of a walk from here. They're all really quite close together, actually. So, let's go. So the next disused station down this line is Watford West. So welcome to the second station down the line. This is Watford West. This here is the old station entrance that's actually still mostly intact, though of course, yes, gated off. And there is also a mysterious circular-shaped hole in the ground because I think there was actually the totems you get outside of stations. There was a station totem for Watford West here until about 2014, according to the Google Street View, which is like, why did they leave that out for so long? I don't get it. What's crazy to me is just how quickly it's all been reclaimed by nature again, because as you know, in 2014 they got like through the early stages of constructing the line with all the vegetation clearance. So yeah, all the vegetation was cleared out from here. And yeah, it was kind of all stripped bare, but it's crazy in just how, like, 11 years, how much has all been reclaimed by nature again. You can barely even see the platform anymore. So there is one more station left that is abandoned, and that is Watford Stadium Halt, which is really not far, only like 400 metres down the line. Really close. It's like a 10-minute walk, I think, via the roads. I think if you have to go via roads, it's like really snaking around. Unfortunately, there's no like direct road between the two. You've got to go through all these residential ones and it all snakes around and it's more like 900 metres. Anyway, I digress. Let's go there. So, welcome to the site of the old Watford Stadium Halt station. So you've got the disused platform on that side of the bridge over there. I think there's a school near here and it's very noisy. But yeah, you've got the abandoned platform over there on that side, again, pretty much entirely obscured by overgrowth at this point. But on the other side, over here, would have been the site of the second proposed new tube station, which would have been Watford Vicarage Road. I think you can actually see, yeah, you can actually see some old track here. That's not quite obscured. It's a bit more like spread out here, so yeah. And the old station, you can see some Network Southeast lamp poles above me over there. I'll get a better camera shot when I'm on the other side of the road. It'll be kind of hard to vlog when there's basically no pavement. Bit dangerous. Now, Watford Stadium Halt also was actually a very, very short-lived station. It only opened in 1982, I think. And then the last actual passenger train it got was like years before the line was even mothballed. The station was only ever used on special matchday services, so it didn't really ever get many trains in its lifetime. But yeah, the last train it ever got was years before the last passenger train. It was like 1990 or something, I think. So really, like, while the station itself only had a lifespan of about 13 years from, you know, opening to being mothballed, it only really had a proper usage lifespan of about 7 years. So, yeah, yikes. And I think the original entrance to the station is just about down this road somewhere. Right, I believe this was the entrance here, and the gate's actually open. That's scary. Not exactly sure the gate's meant to be open, but I guess it is now. And there's also another Network Southeast lamppost there. Yeah, so this was the entrance to the old station. Yeah, so that's pretty much the whole disused Croxley Green railway line, just down here a bit further. It then like curves around and then heads up towards Watford High Street station, and then on towards Watford Junction, where the Metropolitan line would have terminated had, you know, the extension actually gone ahead. Well, this place is certainly a nice little reward for finishing that walk. This is very nice. I'm going to sit on this fitness training thing, whatever it's called. I don't actually know. But yeah, so that is the tube extension that never happened, the Croxley Rail Link. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'm having fun looking at old abandoned stuff for sure. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
And of course, big shout outs to my patrons and channel members on screen now. Thank you all for supporting the channel.